is Sang, and I'm a hairstylist for 25 years, and I want to do some stuff for you guys today, share with you a couple of things that I've learned in my career, okay? And one of the things I learned was a dry cutting technique that nobody... I'm doing a dry cut here. I'm going to come back and tell you exactly what we're doing. This is a section that I created for dry cutting and also for wet cutting. I try not to look at I don't start with the back of the hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to frame someone and make them feel really comfortable from the beginning of your session. The first session you're going to do when you're doing consultation with the client. This is a dry cut, obviously. Usually I take them to the shampoo bowl, get them washed and all that. So that's a whole different process, which we could go over that later. But right now, I just want to show you real quick, okay? In the front, all you have to do is figure out their window. That's the most important thing. Their eyes are the windows, okay? So you want to make sure that's open or closed. So a lot of times I make a client feel real comfortable by saying, hey, do you want bangs or no bangs? No bangs. She says no bangs. So then I figure out where her jawline is, where her shoulders are. Then I sweep her over a little bit, okay? And I like to make her look skinny, okay? Because women love to look skinny. Who doesn't, right? Skinny is good, okay? And people love to look younger. So if you can pull those two tricks off, you're going to be very rich, okay? And very, very happy because you're going to make a lot of people happy, okay? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here and see that she's disconnected here and she's also disconnected here. So because she doesn't want bangs, she wants something soft to frame her face. I'm going to blend that in, but I can't blend it in. Why? Because then she will lose her corner. Okay, because her corners are up here, so there's not much. What do I do? What do you guys do then? Here's what you do: dry cutting. It's about removing weight, and without having scissor lines. It's called seamless hair cutting, and it's very easy to do. And I'm going to demonstrate it one more, throughout the thing, so you can see it. Okay. Again, you could rock your scissors like I'm doing and just kind of slide that out. Take those corners out. And that makes it blend better. Okay? Now you want to take the weight out. Hold it. You are actually backcombing with your scissor. You're not cutting. Okay? Then you're rocking it back and forth. And as you're doing that, you're removing that bulk. And that's dry cutting 101. Okay? And as you can see, that bulk right there that was bulging out of her face a little bit, it's going to get softer and softer and softer because the weight is right here in the middle. Okay? So I'm going to do that right there. It's right there. There's the weight. I'm going to rock that out, backcomb it. And as I get to that weight, I'm going to close a little bit, and I'm going to pull that out of there. Okay? Very easy. It's not that hard. It just takes practice. Okay. Because her hair was curly, it's kind of doing its own thing right now. Okay. But you can see what's going on this side here. If I had a flat iron, somebody got a flat iron. You're going to pull up. Here's the weight. Here's the disconnect. Go ahead and cut it out. And they'll round it off. Okay? You can round it off, and what happens is now you got to grow this out together. Right? You just lost, what, 2 inches on the corner? So all I'm doing is coming in here, pulling that up, finding that weight, backcombing it as I'm cutting. And all I did is just remove some of that weight. Now when I comb it together, guess what? It's not bulging out anymore. It's gonna smooth into her. And now all you have to do is pick this guy up. No, we're not moving any length, so you don't have to worry. Did you want to make it? No?
You can take off about an inch.
About an inch?
Yeah.
Okay. She's being really good today, so let's give her some really cool shag, make it a little skinnier for her. Here's more back here. You got this, you got this. Normally you would blend it with the dry cut. You don't have that option. You can have a better option. You could just kind of softly remove that. And this technique I'm going to show you as on hand later on. All you're doing is, you're not even closing. This is all you're doing. This is the most simplest technique ever. And all you're doing is back combing. You want to thin out some hair without using texturizing scissors and correct people's hair, you could do that too with this technique. Okay. Now, let's say at the bottom of this, and this is going to come around, it's going to have to kind of soft. You ever seen Beachy hair? Mm-hmm. What's cool about it? Looks natural. And it's got shape, and it looks good, and everybody looks sexy in the Beachy hair for some reason, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take her and make her ends look a little bit more, wispy, a little Beachy style, without having to be bulky, rounded or layered. Because to me, those kind of cuts are great when they're doing wet cut. But when it's dry like this, you can't do a layer cut perfectly. There's no way. And if you can do it, good for you. But she has all these split ends. They're all uneven, kind of shaggy. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. So your elevation, the higher you go, the more layer it gets. Okay? So drop it down. Okay? Not you, hair. That client comes in, he's got long, beautiful hair. She's never going to come back if you take a little too much off. She's going to cry, actually. Okay? Now, once I got the middle done, you can see I have my guideline. She has healthy hair, guys. That's why. Okay. And it kind of gives that bezel effect too on the end, so you don't have to go back and try to clean it up. I like to do a short one for you guys. That's really hot, even for guys. Any more questions, guys? Okay, now we get to this part, the second section, which is your interior. Okay, when you're dry cutting, I take a lot of bigger sections, unless I flat iron. Okay, now you can see how I cut that part of it. You can see that part. Now, the way we're going to remove this part, same thing. We're going to bring it down. So I'm going to rock this out. Okay, that's not going to cut, because that will leave a scissor mark, especially with blonde hair and dark hair. If you ever cut blonde hair,
yeah.
Okay, you notice that every blonde hair, they can see every scissor line when they make a mistake. Okay, so blondes don't get haircuts, guys.
Also, it's hard to grow.
Well, it's called chemical cut. Speaking of chemical cuts, you want to hear something funny, guys? My salon one time, I had this hairstylist. He came in. He was doing a perm. And he forgot to use a certain something, let's just say. And we're at the shampoo bowl. He's rinsing the perm, nothing like perm rod falls, another one falls, another one falls, another one falls. And I said, And I'm going, holy. You know, when people's hair is falling out of the shampoo bowl, we got problems, okay? He's picking up the perm rods and put them in his pocket and he goes, these are pocket curls. And he got away with it.
Oh my god.
But when you're doing a perm, guys, okay, you know, you want to, huh?
He didn't put the neutralizer on? What did he not do?
We don't know to this day what the heck happened. I've never ever seen a hair just lose the, you know, the rod just to literally take it off.
Come on.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it was that way. That's how we got the pocket curls. I'll tell you. Now, do you have any problem talking to your clients in school?
How are you?
Yeah, hey, how are you? How you doing? Whatnot.
Well, what kind of cut do you want, or depending upon what they're getting? Like, I always inquire what it is they want and like the end result they want.
Right. But find out their lifestyle first. It's so much easier to find out what their lifestyle is like. And once you find out what their lifestyle is like, you kind of visualize what their style should look like. And then you go over to color with them. Then you go over to cut design with them. And it's when you go over to design with them, you know, you look them in their face. You know, you get in there and you start looking at them, you talk to them, and then go, well, I think we should just make this a little bit longer, don't you think, and let it grow? And you talk to them, okay? And they'll agree with you or not. You could tell the response. If they don't agree with you, they're going to say, no, we don't want that. But be honest, because I've seen people try to bullshit their work, and I think it's great that they have that kind of confidence. But your client, they're not like you. They're very, most of them, you got to read them. You're going to say, you know what, she's very conservative. She's not going to want something funky color. So you want to stay in your natural zone, you know. But you want to enhance. That's your job, is enhance their color, enhance the cuts. So learn the trade, learn the techniques, and practice. This bang has got a weight that comes from here. It's in this corner, and that's why it's fluffing out. Anytime you have a disconnected cut, great. With her,
Yeah, you can.
we're going to take this and we're going to cross over like that. Does that make sense? Okay. Then you're going to,
For the disconnect point cut.
right. Then you're going to point cut those ends. And as you're point cutting, you're going to slide your finger up slowly so you're not doing too much, and you're going to get it all even. Okay? That gets rid of that line. Anytime you have a bulk in the corner of any corner, all your hair, all you have to do is redirect opposite way, over direct it, and then point cut.
So why point cut as opposed to the other texturizing you were doing? Because they both
This
remove
way?
weight. Yeah, because they both
Okay.
remove weight.
Because we want to make sure because I've already removed the weight. Now I'm removing the edges.
Okay, it softens the edges as opposed to
Right.
losing weight.
It's not the weight that's giving her a problem. It's the edges.
Okay.
So I'm smoothing out the edges a little thinner.
So,
But I'm not doing it all at once. I'm just pulling it up as I
so
go.
you recommend dry cutting more for just texturizing and softening edges,
Finishing.
finishing looks. Okay.
Dry cutting is for finishing. It's not for you to go in and start creating a new design. We're going to do the crown. And the client doesn't know what's going on, but what she's feeling is that you're touching her all the time, making sure that it's going to be shaped right. So your job now is to come over, making sure that this lays better, this lays better, and it does. This side, it's got something going on, guys. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of hair straightening there. and figure out we can smooth it out like the other side. Dry cutting and wet cutting, you use it, your favorite scissor, it's going to be your 4.5 to 5 inch. Okay? Your 4.5, 5 inch scissors are going to be your best scissors to cut with for everything. Your big, large scissors, 5 inches and 5.5 up, they're good for tapering, they're good for longer haircuts, whatnot. But generally, I learned on smallest scissor you can buy. Okay? I learned on a 3.5 inch scissors. The reason I did is like chopsticks, okay? The more precision you are, the more detail you can work. And you could do that with this. You could use big scissors, don't get me wrong. But you just won't have that freedom. So in the last section, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to go around and make sure it's wherever their weight is. I'm going to remove that weight. She's a little disconnected on top. Apparently, last time she got a haircut, the top got cut and the bottom didn't. So there's that little disconnection. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. There's a little disconnection. So we're going to blend this a little bit. Same thing. We're going to use the point cut technique and just blend that in for her. Because if I remove more weight, it's going to look thinner on top and thicker on the bottom. So we're going to just blend that in just a little bit. You can see the bulk. You can see it's the same length. And the back should be a little longer, you know, a lot of times when you're graduating like this. So when I direct it over, I'm going to remove the bulk in the front of it, not the back. So when I drop this, it stays long, and the weight is gone, okay? So when you're done, just check your work, and check your sides, and check your sides like this. Over direct it so you can see it. Excuse me, sorry about that. And you could do a dry cut and charge just as much. You could charge a wet cut. Because a cut is a cut. And a lot of people think your value of a haircut is based on your years of experience and your confidence. Now, what's the difference between a $100 haircut and a $30 haircut? It stays long and the weight is gone. Okay? And that's a really good trick to know. Because when you're first starting out, when you're done with your haircut, you're going to see a lot of little places that you're going to see is uneven. You know, until you master the haircutting. Okay? And you probably know that now already, right? Okay. So when you're done, just check your work. And check your sides. And check your sides like this. Over direct it so you can see it. Excuse me, sorry about that. And you could do a dry cut and charge just as much. You could charge a wet cut. Because a cut is a cut. And a lot of people think your value of a haircut is based on your years of experience and your confidence. Now, what's the difference between a $100 haircut and a $30 haircut? Besides the hair salon that you're walking into? It's your experience. So every time you go to a class, every time you go to a hair show, every time you invest time, money on yourself, give yourself a raise. Don't forget to give yourself a raise. Nobody's going to give you a raise unless you give yourself a raise first. And how do you give yourself a raise?
Charge more money.
Charge more? What if you work for an employer?
You're gonna go.
That's for raise.
You just, Same thing, you charge more. Because your commission will go up more. I mean, if you get paid more, your commissions, you ask for more commission. You know what? I was getting paid 70% commission at a salon. Before I opened my hair salon, guess what? I was making more money than the owners. So I had no choice but to go open a salon. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this industry helps you grow. As you build, you'll get more clients. As you learn, you make more money. As you expand through the years of your life, you get more stuff out of it. You know, you get more enjoyment. You get more freedom. Okay. Now, I'm just here to inspire you so you can go out there and get motivated when you get out of school, okay? So you don't have to waste a lot of time learning how to fix your mistakes or how to build a clientele or how to give people an awesome shampoo. So now we're bringing the crown up in the front and blending that in, making sure those ends look soft. Sister did a pretty good job cutting though.
Yeah, Janet.
Okay. So treat everybody great. And you know what? It feels kind of nice too if you come to work every day and everybody's happy. Happy people intend to do what?
Happy things, good things.
Spend more money.
Happy people intend to spend more money. Happy people intend to help more.
By spending more money.
And that's money, time, sending you more clients, whatever it might be. So try to surround yourself with happy people. We didn't remove a lot of hair for her. But you can see on the floor, without cutting the length at all, there's enough there that she, okay? Okay, want to stand up for me? As you can see, her corners are so much better now.
Yeah.
The mesh makes her a little skinnier, okay, around the face. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, give her a hand.